My name is Dr. Anshul Sharma. Today I will take the lecture of financial management. In last session we have discussed about the functions of finance manager as well as objectives of financial management. In objective of financial management we have discussed about the profit maximization and wealth maximization. In today's session, we will discuss about the financial management and the other areas of management. It means what type of the coordination is required if you are a financial manager and you have to work with other departments as well. As we know, these are major functional areas of any organization. First one is the production department. Second one is the personnel department. Third one, marketing department. And fourth one is the information technology. So, let's discuss financial management and production department. Now, let's start with the production department. What is the role of the production department? As we know, the role of production department is to produce the finished good for the organization. For example, if you are running a organization where you have to produce a marker, this is your finished goods. So, as a production manager, this is your responsibility to produce the finished goods. We should have certain quality standard. So, you have to focus on the standard of quality as well as you have to focus on the number of units which is required to be complete within a particular duration which is given to you. Now, suppose you are a finance manager and you are connected with the production department. So what is the function of financial manager for production department? As we discussed, in production department, the main task of production manager is to produce the finished goods. Whenever they have to produce the finished goods, first of all they have to purchase some machineries. Because if we can't purchase good quality of machinery, how can we produce the goods of a certain quality standard? So whenever you have to purchase, and if you are production manager, whenever you have to purchase a machinery, you have to consult with the finance manager. It means you have to tell about the quality requirement of the machinery. It means what should be the technical feasibility of the machinery. Then next function will start from the finance department. So first of all, when you tell about the requirement of the machinery, then function of finance manager start from the here. He has to collect the quotation from different vendors. For example, if I am a finance manager and I have to purchase a machinery for production department, first of all I have to contact with the different vendors and I have to collect the different quotes which were given by the different vendors. And I had to select which is the best for the organization. For this task, I had to take the help of the production head also. But after that, I have to see some other factors. Some other factor means whenever I have to purchase a machinery, I have to apply different techniques of capital budgeting. Different techniques of capital budgeting means, first of all, I had to check ARR of machinery. This is accounting rate of return. After that, I have to check net present value. If a machinery is having positive net present value, then I can purchase the machinery for the organization, otherwise I will not. Next, I have to check the payback period. For example, I have to purchase machinery 1 and I have different options. Suppose I have around 10 machinery in front of me, and in these 10 machineries I have to select only one. Then I have to check all the machinery on different criteria. I have to check ARR, I have checked NPV. After that, I will check payback period. Payback period means the amount which is invested by the organization to purchase a particular machinery will be returned by the machinery. Suppose a cost of machinery is 1 lakh rupees. Then I had to check how much time machine will take and return this 1 lakh rupees. For example, if I purchase a machinery of rupees 1 lakh and machine will give me the cash flow of rupees 40,000 per year, it means 1 lakh will be recovered in 2.5 years. It means payback period will be 2.5 years. So if I have different machineries, then I have to choose the machinery which is having lesser payback period. For example, 10 machinery I have, one is having 2.5 year payback period, another is having 3 year, another is having 3.5, another is having 1.5, another is having 6.5, 5.5, 4.5 year, 4, 5. In that condition, 1.5 is the least payback period. So on the basis of the least payback period, I will recommend this machinery which is having minimum payback period. This is the criteria. After that, I have to check discounted payback period. In simple payback period, I have to calculate only the amount which is invested by me. I have to calculate how much time will take in returning this amount. In discounting payback period, I will use the concept of time value of money. It means if I am putting 1 lakh rupees and this one and machine is giving me cash flow of rupees 40,000. If we calculate payback period, simply we can say because machine is giving 40,000 per year, it means 1 lakh will recover in 2.5 years. But whenever I have to calculate discounted payback period, I have to use the concept of time value of money. According to time value of money, the 1 lakh which is invested by the organization today can't be same the 1 lakh rupees received by the organization after 2.5 years. Because the value of money depreciates as time passes. This is the concept of time value of money. So I have to check the discounted payback period after incorporating the time value of money concept. After applying this technique, I have to apply IRR, internal rate of return. So these are different type of techniques which I have to apply to purchase any of machine. After my recommendation, the management will take the decision to purchase the machine. This is the function of finance manager in auction department. After that, another function. Another function means now you have purchased the machinery. After purchasing the machinery, you have to purchase the raw material as well. Whenever you have to produce a finished good, you have to purchase the raw material, and after the processing, you have to convert it into the finished goods. So whenever you have to purchase the raw material, you have to take the help of finance manager. How? First of all, whenever you are purchasing, whenever you are purchasing, I have to follow the same process. I have to take the quotation from different vendors, and after taking the quotation of different vendor, suppose I have selected one vendor which is giving me the minimum prices. I have selected. After that, I have to use two techniques. First one is the EOQ and second is the ABC. EOQ means economic order quantity. Now, let's discuss EOQ first. For example, there were number of vendors were available for the organization, and organization has finalized one vendor. He is ready to give me the raw material at minimum prices. Now, whenever I purchase the raw material, I have to think about the quantity of purchase. Quantity of purchase means, for example, my organization needs 5 lakh units of raw material during a year. Then how much unit I should purchase in one order? It means, should I purchase 5 lakh units in single order? Should I purchase 5 lakh units in 4 orders? In 4 orders means, in every quarter I should purchase 1,25,000 units, or should I purchase every month, or should I purchase every week? So what is the right way? Whenever I have to find the right way, I have to apply a technique of economic order quantity. Economic order quantity tells us what is the amount of quantity and what will be the number of order. For example, if economic order quantity model suggests me that you should purchase 5 lakh units in 5 orders, it tells me we should order 5 times, and in every order we should purchase 1 lakh units in a year. There are two types of the cost. For example, I have to purchase 1 lakh units, and to purchase these units, I have to give the order. So the cost which I have to incur in ordering an article is the ordering cost. Second type of cost is the carrying cost. Carrying cost means, after giving the order, I have received the item, and after receiving I have to put in my organization, and carrying cost is having a significant amount. And carrying include financing cost. Financing means, when we purchase the raw material, it includes financing cost. Financing means, suppose I am purchasing a unit, 1 lakh unit, and the cost of 1 unit is around 10 rupees. It means cost of financing is rupees 10 lakh. So whenever I am having a carrying cost, the first cost or the first element of financing cost is the financing cost. After that, I have to carry in Godaam. It may be rent of Godaam which I have to pay. It may be the amount of insurance premium which I have to pay. It may be the amount of salary or wages of guard which I have to pay. So these are the carrying costs. And another cost was the ordering cost which I have discussed. So EOQ is a point which gives us the combination of carrying cost and ordering cost in that manner, so that the combination of ordering cost and carrying cost can be minimized. For example, If I am purchasing 1 lakh units, then total of carrying and ordering cost will be the minimum because it is a recommendation of EOQ. If I will calculate, it will be the minimum. Otherwise, if I am purchasing 10,000 units in 50 order, the cost will be more in comparison to order size which is recommended by EOQ. So these are the first function which a finance manager has to play with the production department. Next is financial management and personal management. Now personal management means, as we know, the function of the HR comes under this category. This department has the responsibility to recruit the individual, to give special training, to work on the development, and to work on these factors so that the motivation level of the employees can be maintained up to a level. Because if the level of motivation can be maintained up to a level, if the level of motivation can be maintained beyond the level by the organization, then contribution of the employees towards the organization increases. If employee is demotivated, then although it's not easy to identify how much cost of demotivation of the employee towards the organization, but it may be observed. How can we observe? If employee is demotivated, although he is doing the task which is assigned to this employee, but if he is highly motivated, he can do a number of tasks which are not assigned to the particular employee. So motivation means, if motivation level is high, then employee will be the actually asset for the organization. They can create a miracle for the organization. But if the motivation level is down, then he will contribute only 50%, 60%, but he can contribute 100% or 200%. So this is the significance of personal department. Now, what is the role of finance manager in personal department? As we have discussed, it is the function of finance manager to maintain the level of motivation, to satisfy, to work about the development of the employee. And all these heads require some expenses. If I am a finance manager, I have to question about the expenses which is made by the personal department for the development and other type of the expenses. Now, for example, a HR manager comes to me. I am a finance manager and an HR manager comes to me. He wants to do some expenses on a training, and the cost of training is significant. Now, I have to question the HR manager, what is the significance? HR is saying, sir, if you conduct this type of training, then the motivation level of the employees can be maintained. And if motivation level of employee can be maintained, then it will reflect in the production, it will reflect in the group behavior, it will reflect in the positive environment of the organization. So, we should not hesitate to spend a significant amount on the training session. But as a finance manager, I have to check the financial viability of this type of expenses. At the same time, a finance manager wants to increase, an HR manager wants to increase the salary of workers or an employees, because they think that if we increase the salary and perks and allow and the other type of benefits of the employee, then motivation of the employees can be increased. But as a finance manager, this is my ask, this is my responsibility to question about these kinds of policies, because I have to check the financial viability. I have to question if we are doing a lot of expenditure, is it have a financial viability? It is have a sense. If it is reflected in that way, simply if I am a finance manager, I simply see the cost benefit analysis. If we are spending 50 lakh rupees in these type of the heads and we are earning incremental revenue of rupees 3 crore, 4 crore or 5 crore, then I think this type of expenses can be made. But if expenses which is made by the organization is rupees 1 crore and it's not the surety that it will reflect in incremental revenue, then I will not be ready. If I am not ready, then it will not be easy to finance this type of the exercises. So these are the function of finance manager in personal department. Third, this is the marketing department. Marketing department means, what is the function of finance manager in marketing? As we know, if I am a finance manager, it is my responsibility to increase the profit. Whenever I have to focus on increase of revenue, then I have to focus on the indirect revenue and direct revenue. We have discussed this earlier also, that a finance manager has the objective of profit maximization or the wealth maximization. So, it is the key responsibility of finance manager to increase the profit and increase the wealth as well. So, finance manager is also interested to increase the revenue. Now, a finance manager meet with the marketing department head and he want to increase the direct revenue. Direct revenue, as we know, comes from the selling of the core activities. For example, if an organization is producing furniture, the core activity is production of furniture. Then revenue comes from the selling of furniture. This is the core activity. Now, suppose you want to increase the sale. You have to interact with marketing manager and you want to know about the reason, or you can say you want to know what are the areas where we need any type of improvement so that we can increase the number of units. Now, marketing manager says, sir, sale can be improved, but you have to take some steps according to our wish. What type of the steps? Number one, he expect the price of finished goods should be reduced by 10% to 20%. Why? Because Marketing manager says our price of our product is very high in comparison to other products. So, if we can reduce the price of our product, then sale of the item can be increased. In that condition, I have to check the financial viability because it's not possible every time कि we decrease the share price, we decrease the sales price of the article, and it's not always done कि if we decrease the sales price, then the sales increases. So I have to check the financial viability. Another scheme which is suggested by the marketing manager is to increase the sales commission to a sales team, to increase the salary of salesperson, to give more commission to the shopkeepers, to make road shows, to make some more expenses on the advertisement, to sponsor some mega events, or to distribute free samples. These are the list of wish of a marketing manager. As a finance manager, again I have to check the viability. Viability simply means cost benefit analysis. If I have to spend lot of money in these heads, then what is the guarantee that after spending so much amount on these ads, I will be or my organization will be able to earn revenue 2 or 3 or 4 times higher in comparison to the expenses which is made by my organization. I have to check it. If it is financially viable, then I will try to do this type of expenses. Now, next is the information technology. Now, what is the role of finance manager with the information technology department? As we know, nowadays information technology as a backbone of any organization. We have a number of examples who spent a significant amount on information technology, and they have transformed the organization completely. On the other hand, some organizations hesitated the amount invested on the information technology and they could not survive. There are a number of examples. We can take the example of private banks. As we know, around 95 and 98, private banks started operation in our country. If we see the example of SBI and other nationalized banks, they have long working experience. They were old bank. They were working more than 50 years. If they come on the 1998, they all were having the experience of more than 50 years in banking in the India. In 1998, when HDFC, Axis, ICICI, IDBI started their operation. They focused on information technology and they spent a lot of amount. Because of spending of lot of amount, it could possible a centralized banking system in the India. On the same time, they focused on ATM facilities. Although it was a very expensive to install an ATM, so in that years, these banks were hesitating to start ATM services. But HDFC, ICICI and these banks started number of ATMs in all our country. They were tax-free. They started their operation in different sites. And because of tax-free, they could reduce the cost of operating. And because of reducing cost of capital, reducing cost of operating, they could earn a higher profit. They could earn a higher profit, and you can see the position of HDFC Bank in 2015 when it started operation around 1995 or 1998. After the working of around 15 to 20 years, it was number one in the marketing capitalization. In 2015, it was number one in the marketing capitalization. And now, again, if we see the scenario of 2023, 2024, it is in top 5 players. According to the market capitalization, HDFC or ICICI Bank is a very good bank because they could take the benefit of information technology. So these were examples of significance of information technology. On the same time, some other organization who spend lot of amount on their information technology could survive, and the organization who were hesitating, they are not now in business world. They have dissolved their operation. They have wound it up. Now, I have a number of experience from the market. Now, ID manager of my company comes to me and he wants approval. What type of approval? As you know, whenever any major expansion program is done in the organization, it should have approval. Now, IT manager expect a lot of amount for information technology and he wants my approval. Again, I have to check financial viability. Financial viability again, cost benefit analysis I have to do. It means I have to check after spending lot of amount, is it possible to earn a amount of revenue more in comparison to expenses made by my organization. If it is done, if it is so, then I will be ready to spend a lot of amount in the information technology. So in nutshell, you can say, if you take marketing department, we can take the example of production manager, we can take the example of information technology, we can take the example of HR department. All departments are connected with the financial manager, although they have to take the decision with the help of their team. But whenever it is a matter of the implementation of these type of the decisions, then you have to take the help of the financial manager. Without taking in the loop, you can't initiate this type of the decision for your organization. So for today's session, I think it's sufficient. In next session, we will discuss another topic. Thank you very much.